Warner, enormous evidence of contacts between Trump campaign and Russia.
Here's a summary of the article.
Washington, the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee investigating Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election said Sunday that lawmakers have found enormous evidence of possible collusion between President Trump's orbit and Russians during that election. Warner made it clear that he's seriously concerned about a possible link between the Russians and Trump's allies and campaign apparatus. "I'm going to reserve judgment until I'm finished, but there's no one who can factually say there isn't plenty of evidence of collaboration or communication between the Trump Organization and Russians," Warner said. Warner pointed to congressional testimony by former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen, both in public and behind closed doors, as more cause for concern. The Virginia Democrat said there are still at least 3 matters in the public domain that need to be investigated further: how far into the 2016 campaign the Trump Organization pushed to build a Trump Tower in Moscow, whether Trump knew in advance that WikiLeaks was going to release hacked Democratic emails, and whether the president knew about the infamous Trump Tower meeting between top campaign hands and Russians that Donald Trump Jr. took in the hopes of getting dirt on Clinton. Cohen alleged during his public testimony that Trump had advanced warnings of both the Trump Tower meeting and the WikiLeaks release, something that has not been corroborated by public evidence. There is not one bit of evidence to show any type of coordination, collusion, conspiracy whatsoever between the Trump campaign and Russia to impact the election, Jordan said Sunday on Meet the Press.
This post received a score of 29,744, with an upvote ratio of 77%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
37 indictments.
In a row?
Try not to get any indictments on your way through the parking lot.
Hey you, get back here.
He only speaks Russian? He speaks some English but he does not speak it good like we do.
Olaf, show her your metal face. Olaf Berserker. Girl thinks sexy.
Would you like to making treason berserker?
Rep. Jim Jordan, the president surrounds himself with some people that maybe he shouldn't have, I don't know, he said. What I'm most concerned about is what took place at the highest levels of our government. Our committee is supposed to be the Government Oversight Committee, we are supposed to look at abuses. When government agencies do the kind things that I think they did at the top levels of the FBI, that's what we are supposed to be focused on. Basically, sure, the president surrounds himself with terrible people and criminals, but what we should really be concerned with is the FBI's bad attitude towards these criminals. Apparently, the president isn't the highest level of government, it's the deep state.
Jordan is so sure of himself while being a completely obtuse and hypocritical moron. It's painful to watch him.
He dodged a lot of questions today on Meet the Press. Kudos to Chuck Todd for calling him out on it multiple times this morning.
I'll have to check out Chuck Todd giving him the business because that would make me happy.
Well, unfortunately I think you're going to be let down. Chuck Todd did no fact-checking and let Jordan say false statements with no recourse. Jordan's comments about the Steele dossier, for example, were patently false, but Chuck just lets him spew his nonsense.
Chuck Todd constantly does that. He softballs these guys probably so that way they won't get their feelings hurt and never come back on. Today he actually pushed a little harder than usual on Jordan, which was nice. Then he still casually treats Bernie as if he's irrelevant. Basically saying, hey look, these polls say America doesn't want a socialist or president over the age of 75, despite the fact that Bernie is a democratic socialist. Like, gee, I wonder what you were implying with this obscure poll.
This is precisely why I pay literally no attention to approximately 99% of television news. It's all theater and no substance. The journalists on TV that have the most integrity and the most strident commitment to seeking out and reporting the truth are not given even nearly enough of a platform, and the ones that are given a platform are either softies or ideologues.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by SMMRY.com, without any human intervention.